When we are put on this earth as kids, we don't get to pick our story. We don't get a say in the setting, the plot, or the characters. If we did, I may have made a few tweaks to mine. However, I was surrounded by some earthbound angels who helped me flip the script. One of the definitions of the word angel is a special protector of an individual. This is why I feel it so fitting to describe the women who have stepped up in my life. My mom has always struggled with severe addiction to drugs and alcohol. Because of this, from a very young age, I knew instinctively that I was to become the advocate and the protector of my siblings. Now, I didn't know what this meant, and I did not know how to do this. All I knew was that I had to. If you have had any experience at all with an addict, you know that they are extremely unpredictable. When I was 7, my mom's demons had completely taken over, and she was no longer able to care for us. One morning, she made the decision to walk away from her duties as a mom, leaving my dad, who was in survival mode himself, to care for us alone. As you can imagine, it has been a wild ride with her since that day. To be fully transparent, loving my mom continues to be the hardest thing I have ever done. I often think back to that day and how my dad must have felt in that moment. His 3 little kids staring up at him for answers. I know for a fact that the only way he made it through this was by the grace of God, literally. Now that's where those earthbound angels come into play. It's so funny how God works. He knew I was going to need a mom through my years, and he had a wonderful plan for this. It's almost as if he hand-selected 3 of the world's most amazing women to step in and become my substitute mom at each phase of my life. The first one was my sweet grandma Ruby, and I know she's here tonight. I can feel it in my spirit. She stepped in and became our constant hedge of protection. She was always there to rescue us and to show us the right way. She taught us to love and care for each other and never showed us anything less than the most pure and unconditional love. When we were with her, our world was calm. She was absolutely our safe place. She taught me the fundamentals of motherhood, and for that, I will be forever grateful. Then, when I entered my crazy teen years, he sent me Tracy Baker. She's right there, and I can't look at her. Tracy is the mother to the wonderful man who was my high school boyfriend, and the grandmother to my gorgeous little girl, JC. Yes, I had a baby with my high school sweetheart. Didn't go as you would typically plan for that to go, but we're in a really good place, and he's a great dad to our girl. Thank you. So that's a whole nother story, and I wish we had time to tell all of it tonight. We don't, but I will tell you a bit more on that in a little bit. But back to Tracy. So, from the moment that I met Tracy at the age of 15, she treated me as if she'd known me my entire life. Now, Tracy is a fierce advocate for her family, and really anyone who needs an ally. She may not have realized it then, or now, but she helped me through some of the hardest times of my teenage life. She allowed me to stay in her home countless times when I felt I had nowhere else to go. Then, when it came time to graduate high school, Tracy even made sure I had senior pictures and a graduation party. Now that probably felt small to her, and I remember taking those pictures in that random forest. I don't know. It was free. But that may have felt small to her, but that was huge to me, and that will always stick with me. And now, even to this day, Tracy and my son are no longer together, but she still loves me the exact same way. Now, when my next earthbound angel, Chris Roberts, entered the chat, I was in quite the predicament. Now, I had known Chris for a while because her kids and my brothers have always been best friends growing up. What I didn't know was that Chris was going to step in and be my #1 supporter in life. Back to the predicament. So, picture this. I'm in my senior year of college, and I'm clueless and freaking out. A lot of you have probably been there. And at this same time, I'm going through a pretty heavy breakup with that boyfriend I was telling you about before. Well, 7 weeks after that breakup, I unexpectedly find out I'm pregnant with our daughter. Yeah, lots of moving parts. Stick with me, but buckle up, because this is where it takes a very interesting turn. A few weeks before unexpectedly finding out I was pregnant, Chris's son Jake and I had started hanging out a lot more, and we were kind of realizing we had some serious feelings for each other after all these years. Who would have thought? Truth be told, Jake's had a crush on me since he was like 10, but I didn't feel that way till then. Imagine his surprise when I had to tell him I was pregnant with someone else's child. Fun. So, so Jake was fine with it, actually, and was like, I want to be by your side no matter the circumstance. So that's what we've done, and he's been there ever since. But But we were both so young, okay, and neither one of us knew what to do in this situation. But we figured it out. But then came the time I was like, okay, we're getting pretty serious. I need to figure out how I'm going to tell his mom what's going on. So, this was fun. I was terrified to tell her. So, imagine telling the mom of the guy that you're dating, that you're pregnant, but he's not the dad. Just imagine how fun that would be to have that conversation. It wasn't. I did not have the courage to tell her to her face. So, what did 22-year-old me do? I Facebook messaged her. She replied, though, because she is a true angel, she replied with a statement that I have never forgotten. She said, "If anybody knows how to be a mom, it's you. And I am here for you for whatever you need." She held up her end of that deal. Now, Chris is a working mom herself, and at the time, she was working nights as a critical care nurse. Even with her own demanding career, she offered to babysit my little JC when I went back to work, on her days off, of course. Ever since the day JC was born, she's been her Mimi. She's now the Mimi to Jake and I's son, Jordan, and we are so thankful for that. Now, I do want to take just a moment to credit all of the strong women who have been purposefully placed in my life. Not just the 3 I've told you about tonight, but the many who have loved and supported every single version of me. You guys have been so impactful. And I want to encourage each of you to always stand tall in your own story, because you're brilliant. I am so thankful that my life has given me the opportunity to practice perseverance again and again. My experience has taught me so much about unconditional love, grace, and ultimately, humanity. Rebecca challenges us to find our unique talents and to do those things wholeheartedly. I realize now that my unique talent is having the ability to truly see someone for their human self and love, protect, and advocate for them as they are. After all, I knew as a little girl standing there with my brothers that times were about to get tough. But God sent me angels to teach me to advocate for myself and for others. And now I get to pay it forward every day for all of the love and support that has been shown to me along the way by the people who chose me.
I also overheard somebody say, "Damn, she looks good in yellow," so. Facts, thank you. for your story. You have been an absolute light for us throughout this season. Where are your people? Where are Hayes and Sons? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Thank you for being the kind of company that you are. Family-owned, veteran-owned. I know from working with Jess that she feels so safe with you and your organization. And so it's no wonder that she chose an organization that helps provide help for people that are in a really awful situation. What does Hayes and Sons do? Tell people that wouldn't know.
Okay, well, this is unexpected, but we are a property restoration company. So we take care of homes, buildings, structures after they've had any type of damage due to fire, wind, hail, water, Mother Nature, basically.
You see that thread, right? So her upbringing, she's got to find people to take care of her, and now she's helping take care of people in the work that you do, both in HR and the actual kind of business that you have. Thank you. We love you.
Thank you.